This is a lesson on how to cut the yarn and braid a Japanese Kumihimo braid. I've cut a piece of yarn 40 inches long. If you're in my classroom, the tables are about 40 inches wide, and you can use the table as a guide. Otherwise, a yardstick or tape rule will work. 40 inches long will make a bracelet, an average size bracelet for an adult or a child. I'm going to use this first piece that I measured to measure the rest of them so that they all end up being the exact same length. So I put the ends together, and I need another green one, so I'm going to do them both at the same time. I need 4 pieces of yarn that are 40 inches long. So here's my measuring device. I'm just going to run my fingers right along the yarn and pulling it off the balls of yarn, and then this is my measuring yarn. I know that this is the right length, so I'm just going to clip that right at the end. Now I need one more purple yarn, so I'm going to do it again, just taking the ends, adding them to the bunch, and I'm just going to do it with the purple. So now I have 4 pieces of yarn that are 40 inches long. Well, they moved a little bit, but that's okay. I'll clip those. Alright, so now I have them 40 inches long. Now you really need 8 pieces of yarn to weave a Kumihimo braid. So I'm just going to fold those over so that the ends match up. And then at the fold, I'm just going to put a loose knot. I'm just going to make a loop like this and put the folded ends in, and then pull it just slightly down toward the end where it folds over, and then take those folded pieces and stick it in through that hole on the loom. Then you can grab this, and that should pop right through. Give it a good tug, and then pull it back up so that it doesn't. That's how you attach the yarn to your loom. Now these lines here, the only reason they're on there is so that you can set up your weaving. And so I'm going to put the purple across from each other. That will end up making a stripe, kind of like a candy cane stripe. If you wanted to try different arrangements, you can put them in different places, or try doing it with 4 colors or 3 colors, but you do need a total of 4 pieces whatever you do, so you might have to double up on some colors and maybe not on others. You can make a lot of different patterns. Now that I've got it all set up, I saved this from the loom printout, and this is the instructions. That can help you if you forget how to do it. And make sure that these aren't tangled. Now you're going to start with the loom so that the yarn is set up north, south, east, and west. And then on the bottom, you always start at the bottom left. If you keep it in a pattern, you'll never make a mistake. So I'm going to take the bottom left, and I'm going to bring that up, and I'm going to bring it up to the top, and I'm going to go to the top left, and I'm going to put it in that notch. And I pull it kind of snug, not super tight. Then I'm going to take the right side, and I'm going to pull that out, and I'm going to bring that straight down and put it in the notch here. So now the strings have moved from here to here. Then I'm going to turn it, and you might notice that there's a little arrow here. If this were a steering wheel, you always make a right turn. Then I'm going to grab the bottom left to top left, and bring it up to that side. Notice I didn't cross over to the right. That's wrong. You have to always go to the left with the left hand side. Then I'm going to take the right, and I'm going to bring the right directly down. I'm going to turn it a little bit there, and I'm going to turn this now to the right. Then I do the green, and every once in a while just sort of straighten these out in the back. So bottom left to top left, top right to bottom right, and then you turn to the right clockwise. And you continue doing that switching color. And I suggest you do a 2-color one if this is your first time doing it. You can really keep track then of what you're doing if there's just 2 colors. If there's so many colors, it can get confusing. Now, I'm going to stop now. So I'm going to do something so that I know where to start when I pick it up again. I'm going to start with the bottom left, and I'm going to go to the top left, and then I'm going to stop right here, because then when I set it down, I'm going to know exactly what to do when I pick it up again. I'm going to look for those 3 together, and I'm going to put that toward the top. And since I know that I went on the left side, then I'm going to take the right one and bring it down here. If you forget to do that, there's another way to see which one that you are on, and I'm going to show you that right now. If you look real close, these purple strings are right on top of the green, and so I know that I just did that one. So then I'm gonna just do the green one, and you can see what happens. Okay. So I'm going to start with the green. Now, do you see how the green are on top? You always know that you just did the ones that are on top, so that if you forget, so when I turn it like that, I know that those green ones are on top. Now, take bottom left to top left, top right to bottom right, and see how those cover over. But I'm just going to do it like that, like I showed you earlier. Then I'm sure I won't make a mistake.